they live in Holland, and I have a brother and a sister, and yeah, they all find it like really funny and nice. And they, first of all, you know, obviously my parents are like, "What are you going to do? You're going to India?" And then they were like, "Yeah, right." I mean, being an actor, so many times it happens that people do you an offer and then it never really happens, or it takes ages or something. So in the beginning they were a bit skeptic about this whole adventure. But then when I finally got my ticket and my contract and everything, and I was telling them, well, I'm actually going, you know, it is going to happen, they were like, oh, wow. And so, yeah, they're very proud, they're very supportive. My mom sometimes said like, okay, but you're coming back, right? You're not staying there, because they live in Holland and they would miss me, I guess. But yeah, they're not working in film industry or anything creative. Actually, my dad, he's a doctor. My brother is a doctor. My sister, she's like analyst, consultant, something like that. She's doing things with numbers. So they're all not very fond of the stage. And when I was younger and I told my parents I wanted to do a career switch, because I first studied social geography, and I told them I wanted to go to drama school and yeah, make a living of acting. They were not extremely happy, because obviously it's not a very secure profession, and they were like, okay, can you please not just keep it as a hobby and choose something else to, you know, make your money with. But now, you know, when they realize that this is really my passion and I'm doing quite well, that they love it. And my mom tells all her friends, you know, she shares when I had an interview in the paper, she shares it on Facebook, so they're very proud. Yeah, in theater, obviously you're doing, you know, you're rehearsing for a period of time with just the director and the actors, so your relationship with just the cast is very strong, and you don't really have to deal with any technical things until the dress rehearsal or technical rehearsal, which is usually just, you know, 2 days before the tryout or something. And then it is there, it's happening there, so you don't really have to fake anything, or because it's just there on stage. You're talking to your scene partner, so it's sometimes easier to connect emotionally. But on the other hand, you also cannot fake it, because, you know, the audience will be there. If you forget your lines, they will see it. So it gives you this adrenaline of being on stage, rehearsing for such a long time, and then then the performance is there. You're doing it chronologically, and then it's done. I mean, after that, you won't have a video or something. I mean, sometimes it's filmed, but so you don't really have a result as much. But it's live. Whereas with film, yeah, it's completely different things. The acting sometimes is not as much as, you know, I mean, of course it's still about getting into a character, getting to know my character. I still do the same homework, you know, before I start learning my lines. After I've read the script, I do a character analysis. You know, what is this? What do I want from the other characters? What is my objective in life and in every scene, and my actions and everything? I think that should be the same. But while the camera is rolling, yeah, sometimes you're not talking to your scene partner, you're talking to an empty or a hand, because it's a close-up. Sometimes you know, you start with a scene very early in the morning, but your energy is completely different as the one, you know, your character is in, because I don't know, you start with the funeral scene, and which might be your first scene in the whole film, or I don't know. So it doesn't happen chronologically. So sometimes you need to get your connection from somewhere else than the story itself, I think. So maybe that's why for film acting, lots of more different methods have come up, because sometimes you only have a few seconds to prepare, and then you can, I mean, you can do it again, of course, but there's a whole crew of people waiting for you, so you don't want to screw up, you know. Usually if they need another take, it's because of some technical thing. and then too bad if that was your magical take, you know, that's just too bad for you. So you always need to be spot on. And so I don't know, I find it difficult to choose because film, I've only been focusing on film for the last years now, and I really enjoy it too. It's like, and there's a lot for me to learn, like more the things like when to look away, how to, you know, make the camera catch what you want. And the whole magical thing of working with this crew for such an intense period, that's also something that is really nice and special. I mean, everybody, all these people that we've been talking about, you don't have that in a theater performance that much. So if I would be able to do both, I would be very happy. Yeah, I'm always very critical about myself. So some things I'm really not happy. I think I could do it much better, but then, yeah, I know at one point you should also just be satisfied. Yeah, that's a difficult question. Because if I say like, oh yeah, I did really bad, then nobody comes to watch the movie. Yeah, I mean, I think the character was close to me, so in a way it suits the character, but I think now maybe after having done this shoot and knowing a little bit more of the Indian way of filming, I could do a better job, because especially you can kind of see the first scenes that were shot. I think there was a progression, just because, you know, it's like a different way that in the whole the fact, you know, that there's dubbing here, we don't have that. So when we are filming, it's completely quiet. You get into your character, and you don't get any directions as soon as the camera starts rolling. And so when I all of a sudden heard something through the mic while we were filming, I thought, okay, we're done, or we, you know, got really distracted, or so that's something I needed to get used to, and it, you know, got easier throughout the shooting. So I think the scenes I did in the end were better. Well, everybody was positive, so I think I should be satisfied too. But yeah, I don't know. You never stop learning, and yeah, I mean, if it was up to me, I had a year to shoot this film, because I was never happy. I always begged the director for another take, and then he would be like, Caroline, okay, now you should just be happy. It's okay, you know. So I don't know. I'm very perfectionistic, I guess.